Hi, everyone. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to your weekend forecast for love. It's for my singles. We're going to be doing some predictions. I do have some charms. I do have some initials. I have lots of clues. Any guidance Spirit wants to share with me. So it's for the next couple of days, June 27th through June 29th. What is coming your way in love, things to think about, things that you may be looking forward to. So if that sounds good, let's get started. Let's call in our spirit guides. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's been newly guided here. Spirit, this is a collective love reading, all signs and any sign that you may be thinking of as well. Spirit, please share with me, what is it that you have for us today? What is it that you need us to know? What is it that you want us to hear? I am listening for you now for the weekend. What is going on around us? I have Archangel Raphael. I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. I'm calling upon my archangels and I'm calling upon them to bring me peace also. So if you're working through just wanting to be at peace with yourself, you had a hard week, you had a difficult time, and you're heading into the weekend. Sometimes we just don't want people in our lives because we think that they're going to interrupt our peace. But that's not a good way to look at it. We are designed to live and share our lives with somebody else. And we're designed to be in a community of people as humans. So you want to be social and you want to be active and you want to surround yourself, but at the same time, you want to make sure it's a very healing, loving energy. So let's see what else they have. I have an earth element. I gratefully accept the abundance the earth bestows on me. Could be an earth sign coming into your life. So that could be important to some of you, but I feel grounded. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to use the word I feel grounded in this connection. I feel that that's an important thing to me. I don't want to feel like I don't know where I stand. So I need to feel grounded. And I have a fire element. I ignite the fire within me that connects me to the divine. A little bit of arms wide open there with these beautiful flames. I'm just going to say flames of fire, like this feeling of flames of fire, flames of desire, just this burning heart energy. Those are all kind of exciting energies, to tell you the truth. So maybe we have some real excitement coming in. So let's get going on the cards. Let's see. I've got a couple more energy cards. Let's see what these romantic little teacup cards say. Spirit, please share with me. I have a surprise visitor. These are like Victorian cards. We all like a surprise. We all like something coming into our energy that we weren't expecting. How was your weekend at the water cooler at work? And you're like, you're not going to believe what happened. You're not going to believe the person that came into my life, or that I spent a beautiful night with somebody and we talked all night long. So there's this feeling of, I definitely wasn't expecting it. I definitely wasn't expecting it to go the way it was. I thought maybe I was just going to hang out at my house and do some grocery shopping, maybe a little laundry. Maybe your whole weekend turns upside down. So that would be exciting. I have a heart return. Okay, is this somebody possibly from the past? That I'm going to put that out there, but not necessarily. It could even be that the heart that you've put on hold, that you thought, when am I ever going to feel something for somebody ever again, has returned. Okay, that this person is opening up a part of you that you have been possibly struggling with. Like, I just have been alone for a while, and when am I ever going to love again? When am I ever going to have those types of feelings for somebody again? So maybe you can feel it in your heart. And I have date night. Okay, and they're saying cinema, movie date. Okay, so usually a pretty basic date, right? So maybe we definitely have a date night. I want to see you. I want to take you out. Maybe I meet one night and the next night they want to see you again. Let's go. Let's do something. They're saying letter exchange at the bottom of the deck, but I'm going to say text exchange, you know, text messages flying back and forth, just this interaction with this person. And maybe it could be making plans. It could be that we are just kind of flirting with each other, but okay. So we've got some activity. Spirit, please share with me. I have a Knight of Swords. I have a Seven of Swords. I have an Eight of Cups. And I have a Ten of Pentacles. So this feeling of, I feel like I want to say I'm not going to take any BS from anybody. It feels more like, you know, if you're just in it for one thing, or you're just trying to seduce me, or you're full of crap, you know, you're going to see right through this person. And I feel like you're going to turn your back to it. I feel like this person is coming in with more to offer than that. I feel like they're using the word potential, that they probably have some security behind them. They probably have this sense of worth about them. They have more to offer than probably even your first impression of them. But I think that I don't want to say you put a vibe out of, you're not going to get one off on me. You're not going to get one over on me energy, because you're smarter than that. So just trust yourself. You know, if the person who's coming into your energy you think is just full of crap and bullshitting you, excuse my language, then you're smart. Just say, I'm not dealing with this. I'm looking for something that's a little bit more stable, more grounded, you know, like my peace of mind is worth more. So I'm going to say, just trust your intuition, trust your, you're knowing, you know, when somebody is, you know, full of crap. I have look at you, Queen of Swords. You're going to know. I have a Knight of Wands. I have a High Priestess. You definitely are going to know. I mean, this is, you know, you're smart, you're intuitive, you're connecting, you can feel the passion coming off of this person. You can feel the chemistry. This person definitely is desiring you. There's some excitement, I'm going to say, going back and forth, but your intuition is also going to tell you that there's something more going on here. And that's what I want you to hold on to. This page is energy of, I'm optimistic about this one. I'm optimistic about where this might go. And they just said, even with the sense of where this night is going to go. So you may meet this person, you know, at the beginning of the night, and you're not quite sure where we're going to end up, you know, by the end of the night or hours later. But I'm very optimistic. I'm excited about getting to know this person. I'm looking forward to spending some time with this person. And I feel like I have their undivided attention for the first time, or one of the first times. So that feels good to me also. Let's get, what's the bottom of my deck? I have a star. Yeah. So here's these dreams. Here's these dreams. I'm going to say dreams and desires. You know, there's a sense of, you know, be careful what you wish for, because it does come true. I'm going to say dreams and desires. You could be everything that they've been dreaming of. They could be everything that you've been hoping for. But I think that we're ready for a night of optimistic kind of, where are we going, and what is this that Spirit's putting in front of us? So that feels good. Let's get some charms. I have some my tarot dice today, my tarot tiles, and I have charms. I mean, I have initials. So let me grab a handful of the dice, and we'll give these a good roll. So let me get that. Okay, and let me get a handful of of these other guys. Okay, perfect. And let me put this somewhere so it doesn't fall. Okay. And should I zoom in? Let me see. Okay, I'll zoom in a little so that you can see the tiles a little better. Okay, so this is my Knight of Wands. Okay, so a Knight of Wands. I have a Hermit. And I have a Six of Cups. So this feeling of going from alone to this passionate kind of knight coming towards me. And then also this energy of, I feel like I've known you forever, that we just connect. It could be a very simple, we have great chemistry. We interact with each other very easily. The conversation just flows. It was very easy. We just really enjoy each other's company. We talked all night long. I always love that energy because I feel like it's like pillow talk all night long. But that also tells me that I always feel like the person you're supposed to be with, the one thing outside of physical is that you talk and talk and talk, and you talk for hours, and you feel like you still can't get enough of this person. You just want to know everything about them. So I'm going to say that that's something that's important to this connection, that you guys talk for hours, whether it's on the phone, text messages, in person, pillow talk, hours and hours. I have a Tower moment. So I'm going to put that with the Hermit. I found it. They said I found myself alone, like it wasn't by choice. Okay. So somebody may have walked away from a connection you were in, or they may have wanted something else, that all of a sudden the path that you thought you were on was taken away from you, and you found yourself alone. Like, I wasn't expecting to be alone at this stage of my life, or at this age, or with little kids. So you found yourself alone is how it came into me. I have a Magician. Okay. A little bit of a wow factor there with the Knight of Wands and the Magician kind of talking to me, that, you know, like I'm pretty impressed with this person. I feel like they have a lot of qualities. I'm really kind of interested with, you know, kind of all the different aspects of their life, including they could be very good looking. They could have a great personality. They could have a great career. They could be stable. A little bit of too good to be true energy just came into me. But that's what you should have. I have a World with the Six of Cups. So I feel like we are starting another cycle. I do. I feel like it's a soulmate returning in this lifetime. I recognize you. I see you. You're familiar to me. A telepathic connection, Spirit just said. I have the letter R. I have an A. I have an S. I have an L. I have the letter C. I have an F. I have another F. I have a Y. I have a V, an M, an A, W, an E, another E. I have a U. I have a E, S, O, U, and I have an I. So for some of you, those could definitely be connecting. First initials, last initials, spelling somebody's full name. Let me know in the comments. I always love to know if you're getting a confirmation. If you don't, that's okay too. Okay, just listen to the reading. There's messages here for everybody if you found this reading. Okay, there's something here for everybody. Let's see what else they want you to know. Okay, so far I feel like we've got something charging forward, and I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, date night. Date night. We talked all night long. I love that energy. You know, you think you're going out to dinner, and then the next thing you know, you're closing the restaurant, you know, like you've been sitting there for 5 hours and they're ready to close. And you're like, oh, I guess we should go. All right, let's see what they're saying. I have finances. Okay. Trying to generate more income. Okay. Clearing out debts. Your person may, I don't know how much they'll tell you about their finances, but maybe they're trying to, they have something specific. I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to qualify for a business loan right now. I'm in the process of buying a house. I just qualified for a mortgage. Just in conversation, I don't feel like they're doing it to brag. I feel like they're just kind of saying like, this is what's going on in my life. I just bought a new car, or I got to get rid of my car because it's dying and I got to trade this in. I got to go car shopping, which I'm dreading, so it just feels like it's something that just happens to be going on in their life, that it's like a project, so to speak, like a big project connected to money. So I don't feel like they're saying it in a bragging way. I feel like it's just something that they're working on, with their finances. I have a relocation. Yeah, they're changing homes for some reason. And now that's interesting because they may have just moved into an area. Maybe that's how you're going to meet this person. They recently relocated. They could move into somewhere where you live now, and they're literally somehow connected to your neighborhood or a development that you're in, and you meet them at the pool. But it's a feeling of, there's something big around this person that involved money, that they either bought a new house, relocated, in the process of relocating. So I feel like that's part of the conversation, and it could be somehow connected to how we're meeting for some of you. I have anger, feeling like they've been wronged. Okay, some pent up anger. They could have some resentments for somebody who wronged them. They could have some resentments towards a divorce, a bitter divorce, somebody who they feel like took them for everything, or they got more than their share because they finagled the system somehow. But it's some bitterness, and maybe they know it. I'm hoping they know it, and I hope that they know that it's not attractive. But, hey, let's face it, some people really get burnt. And when you get to know that person, some of those things they need to get off their chest. Like, I really got screwed, by somebody. And maybe they just need to get it off their chest more so than they're carrying around anger and resentments all the time. Spirit, please share with me. I have coldness. Okay. I'm going to say they know that about themselves. Like, I'm going to say they blocked their heart. They blocked their own heart for a period of time. And I'm going to say maybe they admit that, you know what, I was just angry. I was angry at the world. I was angry at, I wasn't expecting this to happen at this stage in my life. I didn't expect to be single. Maybe it's somebody whose spouse just kind of up and left and said, I want out after all these years. And they were like, now my life is upside down because you want out. But I do feel like they put this area of their life on hold. I do. I feel like they had to work through just the pain of something. And maybe they just said, you know what, it took a lot for me to get to a place where I could allow somebody else into my heart again. And you could be the first person that they're allowing into their heart. And that's a big deal to them. So that they're ready, or that they found somebody that they actually can trust, that they want to give their heart to again. So it could be like eye-opening to them in a sense that I can't believe I'm going to do this again. But with the right person, single life, I've been living my best life. Okay, I haven't been settling for any one person. I've been living the single life. And so I think that that's good. I think when somebody was in a long-term relationship, they should go back out on their own, be single for a while, and then find another relationship when they're ready, and kind of have that space to do some healing and to be alone for a while. So I think if you were to ask them, like, what's been going on? I've been living my best life. I've been living the single dream, which, there's pros and cons. Everybody knows that. on both sides of the equation. But sometimes people really do enjoy that time to be single, and they just kind of do their own thing. And this person's probably just been doing that for a while. I felt like I hit a brick wall, that time to do things differently. So maybe the single life is getting old to them. Maybe they're tired of being lonely. They haven't met the right one. They need to put more time and effort into dating people. Spirit saying it was almost a feeling of, I didn't want to put myself on the adult dating sites because I'm not like, that's not my thing, but I didn't know how else to meet anybody. So I had to do something because I just am not meeting anybody. So here we are, and maybe that's how we meet. But I have to break through this brick wall of, I can't stay still. So this person's putting in some active energy into meeting the right one, which tells me that they're ready. That's good. I'm surviving. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I don't know if that's necessary. They're buying some kind of new home. Maybe they're not where they wanted to be financially. They're saying kids are in school. Like, they could have some extra expenses now that it was easier when there were two people. Now they have, they could be single and they've got kids in college. So they could just have like the time in their life. Like, there's times in your life that you're kind of maxed out. I would say if your kids are going into college is one of those times. But are they surviving? I don't think they're surviving as much as it's not as easier as it was, and they're feeling it. So that, I think we could say that about a lot of people. I have my higher power. I'm aligning with my higher self. I'm connected to spirit, and I am on the path of the divine. So this person's very spiritual. The one thing that has happened to them while they've been waiting and pushing through this stuff they've been going through is they found themselves, and they could be in a much better place spiritually and emotionally than they've ever been. Maybe the single life did them justice, did them, made them feel like, I know who I am again, and I know what I want. So, kudos to them, for the person who, puts in the time and energy into actual healing. Spirit, please share with me, what is it you want me to know about this person, this energy, our energy together? I have a Tower, definitely talking about what happened. I'm going to say that. Probably a divorce or a very long-term relationship that ended. I have Strength. I have a Six of Swords. Okay, I'm moved on. And I have a Three of Wands. So, okay. So after the ending, I picked myself back up. I moved on. But this is where I'm at today. I'm just looking at my future. I'm just trying to think ahead. I'm just trying to think about what it is that I want. And like I said, I feel like this person pulled themselves out of that I don't want to be with anybody energy to I'm ready to be with somebody and I don't want to be alone. So I think that there's a lot of people going through that. But I like I'm just thinking about my future self right now. I'm thinking about what's ahead of me. And I'm hoping that includes somebody like you. I have a Page of Wands. I have to tell you, you could be the first person in years that they are excited about, that they don't remember the last time they actually were attracted to somebody, or that they enjoyed flirting with somebody, or certainly they haven't had anybody that they talk to the way that they're talking to you, that they can't get enough of you, Spirit just said. Aww. So that's a sense of somebody who's ready to kind of buckle in and get, let's do this. They can't get enough of you. I love that. I think you're surprising them. I feel like you have caught them a little bit off guard. Maybe they thought they were going to kind of ease their way back into the dating scene, maybe date a few people, but to meet somebody, it's almost like I meet you right out of the gate. As soon as I decide I want to be in a relationship again or look, I feel like they're lucky enough to meet you. So maybe they're relieved that they meet somebody right away. There could be a little part of them that says, wow, are there a lot of other single people out there? Like, what are all my options? But I think they're excited to talk to you. I think that they're connecting to you very easily. Yeah. So the sooner they can get themselves offline dating, the better. It's something they didn't want to do. I have an Empress. I have this is an extra card. It's called Warm in this deck. So Warmth, Empress. I'm loving your energy. I'm loving your feminine, divine feminine energy. I can feel that warm love coming off of you. I have a Six of Pentacles. A little bit more of a feeling of, it's almost like now that I've grown up and I'm in a grown-up relationship, I want more this time. If this is a second chance at a long-term relationship, then it's a feeling of what didn't work in my first relationship. I want better this time. And I feel like that's what they're looking for. And maybe they had a relationship that was more one-sided than the other, that one was always the giver, one was always the taker. Somebody was never happy. Somebody took somebody for granted, something like that. I do have an Emperor, so I feel like this person's strong in all areas of their life. I would say that. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of I can take it or leave it, but look at these cards following it. I have the Sun and I have the World. Would this perfect person be perfectly happy continuing to be single and living their single life? Yes. Probably loves their work, probably good at what they do. But there's also their part of them that says, I want something new in my life, and I am ready for that next phase in my life. I am ready to start again. So it is somebody who's, whether they're saying it out loud or they're saying it in their mind, they have said, I'm definitely looking for something more. Now, I would ask this person, are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking to just date around? You're single, do you like being single? Do you want something more? I would definitely ask those questions just to confirm, but I do feel like this person is going to say, yeah, I'm not really interested in dating around. Like, that's not my thing. I prefer to date one person, and I'm a relationship type of person. I like to be in a relationship. I just wasn't expecting that my relationship I was in, or my marriage I was in, was going to end. So I think some people prefer to be in a relationship. And I feel like this person likes to be in a relationship and wants to kind of get back there. So let's see what else they're saying. Spirit, please share with me. I have completion, success with patience, new commitment, securing a foundation, a long-term relationship, and feeling whole. So this feeling of completion. They're one part, I'm an Emperor, and the one part in my life that is missing is me having somebody in my life that's my true partner, my lover, my best friend. So I'm looking for the person who fills that void, and so that I do feel like I have it all. You have all the money in the world. You can have a big, beautiful house. You can have, everything that you want. But if you don't have somebody to share your life with, it's very difficult. It makes it for a long day and long night. I have illusions, deception, lies, cheating, wearing a mask, manipulated. I feel like this is more of this is what I think is out there versus what is out there. This feels like either people have been whispering in their ears that, oh, there's only losers out there, or they're all crazy, or all the good ones are taken. That's an illusion. You know, you and I both know it. If you're watching this, you're a good person with a loving heart that is worthy to find somebody who also is a good person with a loving heart. And so they do exist because you exist and you're watching this. And they are out there. So the person who says to you, oh, there's nobody out there, they're all losers, they're all creeps. It's not about what's out there. It's what are you attracting to you? So be careful with other people kind of, I don't know, pushing you in a direction to do something that doesn't help you, doesn't benefit you because of their impression of what's out there. You know, if you are looking and dating, you know, want to meet new people, try online dating. You know, don't be afraid of it. I mean, I think that this person, maybe they didn't want to be online dating, but here they are. They don't know how else to meet somebody, is how I feel. And they're going to kind of weed through the people that they shouldn't be with and find somebody decent just like you. I feel like they find you right out of the gate. I feel like it's like, wow, how lucky am I? I have a committal, willing to commit. They desire a commitment. They want to be in a relationship. They're in for the long haul, a long-term relationship vibe, and they're ready. So it is a person who prefers to be in a relationship. This isn't a player. This isn't a, let's see where we go. This is casual. It's none of those. It's somebody who says, I do better when I'm in a relationship. I like to be with somebody. I don't like to be alone. So that's what, you know, maybe they took some time to be alone and now they have something to compare it to. Let's get some charms. Let's see what the charms are saying today. So I have this big, beautiful bunny bowl, and I'm going to get a big scoop. Okay. And let's see. It just came into me almost like near or around somebody's birthday. So if your birthday is this weekend, maybe this person didn't realize it was your birthday and they're going to take you out because it's your birthday. Like, hey, we got to celebrate, you know, like, what are you doing for your birthday? And you're like, nothing much, staying home. And they're like, no, we have to go out. So maybe that's kind of the impulsiveness or spontaneity. So for somebody who's it's your birthday, you may have a birthday surprise, is how I felt. Life is a gift. Gorgeous. I appreciate everything that I have, you know, even on the difficult times. I love somebody who's grateful. I have the number 30, 30th of the month. Okay. I have Pisces. I have a big smile. We're all mad here. The Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Big smile, a little bit of a sense of sarcasm coming into me that maybe this person has a more sarcastic personality or a sense of humor. I have a love written in diamonds. I just felt like written in the stars, written in the sky. I'll take that. Okay. I have a circus, and I guess that ties into what I was just saying, that all the good ones are taken. There's a bunch of crazy people out there. You know, they're all circus characters. Yes, there are really kind of crazy people out there, but it doesn't mean you're going to date them, and it doesn't mean you're going to end up with them. It just means that they're out there. I have the letter Y. I do have a tie, so maybe somebody who gets dressed up, maybe somebody who wears a tie for work. They still are in a business that they wear a tie, divine masculine energy. I have a broom, so I've been working on decluttering. Part of me feels like I've been, you know, if that move is true that we had felt in the beginning, maybe I got rid of a lot of stuff. Maybe I went out and bought all new stuff, you know, so it felt like I've just gotten rid of stuff, declutter, whether it's emotionally or material things. I love you. Okay, I'm going to put this with the ring. I have a ring. It looks like a wedding band. So I'm just going to say that, again, I feel like this person is the type to commit, and I feel like they would prefer to be in a committed relationship, which is not, I know not everybody, but there's definitely people that like to be in a relationship. All right, so I have all these seashells. And, okay, and I have a wheel, a ship's wheel. I'm going to say cruise. I'm going to say a couple things. Steering the ship, this person could be, I like to kind of steer my own ship. I like to make my own decisions. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. For sure. And then this sense of travel. Maybe it's the first thing we do together as a couple, that our first trip, our first vacation, we say, let's go on a cruise. Could be our honeymoon, we go on a cruise. We collect seashells. Maybe we grab a couple for souvenirs. We put the dates inside, something like that. But they're saying a collector. Maybe this person likes to collect seashells. Maybe they pick them up. Maybe we live somewhere near the beach and they're always looking for, you know, really nice seashells. Maybe they have a big glass bowl or something they put them in. So that could be going on. So I have a broom and I have a sword. I'm going to put these kind of together with this sense of decluttering, cutting ties, trying to cut away my past, you know, all of those feelings. And what is this little guy? Oh, it looks like two little lovebirds with two little hearts. I have divine timing. I'm going to use this hourglass as divine timing, that the timing is right. The timing is now. I wasn't ready before. I had a cold heart. I was resentful. I was angry. They admit those feelings, but they feel like they're ready again now. So they have worked through some of that. I have these beautiful red lips, and I'm going to say somebody who can actually pull off bright lipstick. I envy you. Bright red lips. Love red lipsticks. Love, you always have lipstick on for some of you. So that could be one of your, you know, something beautiful about you. Find joy in the journey. Okay. I'm waiting for the right one is how that came into me. And I have a bird in a nest, and it's kind of a feeling of, I do want to live with somebody. I do want to create a home again with somebody, but it's got to be the right person. And then I do have this bottle of champagne, and I'm going to say that that kind of ties me to a celebration for sure, but maybe it is somebody's birthday and they order a glass of champagne to celebrate, or they come over, or you go over there with a bottle of champagne. Maybe you know each other well enough now, but maybe we're definitely celebrating. You know, is it time to celebrate for a specific reason, or just for the fact that I'm meeting somebody that I want to spend some time with, that I can talk to, that completes me? And somebody who's not afraid to commit. So sign me up for that, because that's always a hurdle to overcome. Okay. Spirit, please share with me some messages. What is it that you need me to know? I think it could be a really exciting weekend for somebody. Let's see what else they have for us. I have a 7 of Cups. I have a 5 of Cups. I have a King of Cups, and I have a 2 of Swords. I feel like this person is ready to let somebody into their heart. I do. It has to be the right person. It has to be that, I've talked to other people. Nothing has really turned into anything. But this person has a big heart, and they're used to being in a committed relationship. They probably have been in a committed relationship their whole life, pretty much, maybe except for a short period of time. And they don't like being alone. They like to share a home with somebody. They like to do things with somebody. They like somebody by their side. And they're looking for the right person to share their life with, Spirit just said. So if it's you, this person's probably going to be very committed, loyal. Queen of Swords. They love talking to you. Page of Pentacles. I have a Knight of Wands. And I have a Justice card. So I do feel like right from the beginning, it's a, hey, what are you doing? Oh, it's your birthday? Oh, what are you doing for your birthday? Or what are you doing this weekend? I feel like it's a kind of a spur of the moment, like a little bit spontaneous. I know it's short notice, but do you want to go out tomorrow night? Do you want to go out tonight? Maybe I meet you this afternoon and we're chatting and this person says, hey, I'm not doing anything tonight. Do you want to just grab a drink? And you're like, okay, it's kind of short notice, but then we end up spending hours talking. They find out it's your birthday tomorrow or Sunday. So they say, we got to do something for your birthday. It's that kind of an energy. It's just a, they said you just met your new friend. You just met your new best friend. So you just kind of fall in place with them. And I feel like it's pretty easy. I feel like it's fun and it's pretty easy. So I'm going to go with, if you're not feeling like I'm pulling teeth, I'm not trying so hard, and it just feels like a good time. You could be ready to meet your person. Date night. Gorgeous. Spirit, please share with me. I have mutual growth. Encouraging mutual growth by supporting each other's ambitions. Set goals together, celebrate achievements, and motivate each other to reach new heights. So this feeling of, I want to be in a relationship I grow with. I want to support you. I want you to support me. But growing is important because you always hear about the one person that says, I kind of outgrew my person. I wanted to move forward, but they stayed where they were. I have a harmonious union. Create harmonious union by working together as a team. Support each other's strengths, balance each other's weaknesses, and strive for unity. So are we going to be a harmonious union? I think you will. I think you will. It was just a feeling of, now that we found each other, like now everything starts, everything begins. So it's the moment that we meet. A joyful anticipation. Look forward to the future with joyful anticipation. Plan your dreams together. Set shared goals and work towards a bright and fulfilling future. So I'm definitely looking forward to our future. And I always think that that's the exciting part, is that we have all this time ahead of us. Now that we met, now that I found you, we have this whole incredible journey ahead of us, and what is going to cross our path as we do it together. So I think this is going to be a great weekend. I think, what did they say? Dreams and desires. You're everything they've dreamed about and everything that they've been desiring. So we're going to put this out into the universe. I want to thank Spirit for this reading today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment below, claim it, own it, it's yours. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please check out my website, KathyMammelin.psychicmedium.com. Also, check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my Pick a Card channel and my Twin Flame Soulmate channel, as I have been uploading some different types of readings on those channels as well. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you enjoyed your reading and messages from Spirit, and we'll see you all again real soon.